What's going on, guys? It has been a while since we've done a live stream, but man, I have a couple new toys and I wanted to get in front of the live stream here just to see what I could do. Man, it's been a long time just because so many things have been going on. Just been kind of running around a lot of the time, this summer already. It's been very busy. But been doing the newsletter every week, so hope you've been checking that out. Been having a lot of fun with it. Since the last time we talked, I feel like I've been doing so many more different sections on the newsletter where I have album recommendations and lessons of my own and questions of the week, gear recommendations, and everything. It's been a lot of fun to do. And then, of course, the links, as always. I've always been doing the links for the past, I don't know, seems like 10 years almost at this point. But yeah, this live stream, I wanted to talk about a couple things. I have finally got a Quad Cortex Mini, and I waited months and months for it just because it was back ordered, and finally got it. And then, of course, what happens? My speaker system of, a couple decades, I had a 2.1 Blue Sky system. One of the woofers just came detached from the voice coil. So I had to pick up some new speakers. I'm happy I did, kind of lose the sub a little bit, but I have a set of Atom Audio T5Vs now, and they're a lot of fun. They're really great. I'm actually still breaking them in with different audio, listening to different music, playing some guitar through it. But yeah, great speakers. I love them already. Happy to have them. I think it's really cool to have a ribbon tweeter at that price. They're very inexpensive for what they are. And just, looking to do some fun mixes on them and play this Quad Cortex through them. If you've followed my stuff for any amount of time, I'm a big Fractal guy. I still have my Fractal FM3, and I love everything that team is doing. I think it's great. But over the years, I've amassed, all sorts of neural plugins while they were on sale or for Black Friday. And, wish all the plugins were on the QC Mini, but I just really love the size of it. I think it's very cool. Trying to get to grips, early on here with how all the knobs work. They are actually, potentiometers, and you can, long press them for different features. So coming from the Fractal, it makes a lot of sense, and I really like that. I would love to build a board around this. I don't know that it would have to be very big. It would probably just be this and maybe a wah or, just an expression pedal for this, which I kind of already have. So just something really compact so I could just take a guitar, just have this and go with it. But really, really cool. I considered doing like an overhead shot of the QC Mini itself, but instead I'm going to do the editor for now. Getting these new speakers, my desk is kind of a mess right now, so it's kind of a miracle that I'm able to do a live stream. Everything is kind of compact and just sitting here. I kind of still got to work on that. But yeah, I'm going to go with the editor today. We'll see what we could do. Maybe we'll go through some of the presets. I want to show you the interface, what it looks like, at least on the Cortex control. I have some user presets that I got from a couple of friends, and then some ones that people share online. And I just really love it so far. In the meantime, yeah, definitely since I live streamed last, I've done a turn back on paid subscriptions on the Substack. A couple of people already signed up for that, and it's really great. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I've been doing the newsletter for hundreds of issues every Sunday, so I appreciate anyone sticking with me, reading it every Sunday, talking to me in our Discord. It's really great, and I appreciate it. If you want to sign up, it's really cheap. It's only a couple bucks a month. And it gets you access to, me as a guitar teacher. Any questions you have, you could always send them to me via email. And on top of that, if you have a question, which I think, should be in the newsletter that a lot of people will benefit from, I could also feature you in the newsletter. And then finally, each month, if you're subscribed, I'm also doing a review of your playing, whether that be a video of something that you're working on that you want my advice on, or it could be even something like a mix. That would be great. Just, send it my way, and I will check it out for you and give you my advice. Actually, before we get to the Quad Cortex stuff, though, let me screen share here. I got my Ferrari background here because they actually won today. But yeah, this is the newsletter. Just chasingsound.substack.com. As you can see, there's like tons of different issues here. This is the latest one that just went out this morning, a couple hours ago, talking all about Molly Miller's new live album. She's one of my favorite teachers. I first found her on Pickup Music. One of my favorite features going through all this different caged stuff, the cage system, and just an amazing player herself. She released this album of her trio live in California, and it's amazing. Also, like I said, question of the week. We try to do this every week. If it's either a question of the week or gear, Smart Guitarist is my section. You know, just a short lesson, just trying to get something that you can go into the weekend with and learn something every weekend. So, you know, lots of lessons. And then, of course, what I've been doing since the beginning of the newsletter, a good amount of links, at the very least 6, if not more. This week we were featuring Marshall Ardens, you know, great bluegrass guitar player and teacher. Did a fun video on guitar picks. Shane Theriot about pick control. What else do we have? Eric Haugen is in the newsletter this week. Ben Eller, who I've interviewed in the past. And I feel like I'm always linking to his videos because he's a great teacher. Super cool. I don't know if you've seen it, but in the last year or so, but you know, he was out with Mastodon for a gig or so, and now he's actually with Machine Head. This is a cool video that you should check out on his YouTube, where he talks about taking little breaks in between stuff that you're learning so that your brain can catch up with what's happening with your fingers. I think it's really cool. I'm going to try it myself. I think it's good because, you know, a lot of folks, you know, if you are, if you're trying to learn something and you just kind of keep beating it into the ground and, you know, you don't think you're making much progress, it could be that you just need a little break, short break, 10 seconds before going back to it. And then, you know, it helps your brain learn it a little bit. I mean, does it work? I don't know. We'll try it and we'll see what happens. He said he's been using it to get, you know, to grips with all the different machine head stuff that he's had to learn in a short amount of time. And then a couple other extra links. David Brewster did a lesson on Steve Lukather, his soloing secrets. Of course, at the very end, almost like an inside joke. I mean, I'm a huge Hendrix fan, but you know, we always have our jokes about him in the Discord. There was a New York City street named for Jimi Hendrix Way. It's right next to Electric Lady Studio, so I think that's really cool. But yeah, this is the newsletter. This is like what you would see. This is all free. So the subscription, which like I said is a couple bucks a month, you know, whether you want to do that or not, that would definitely help me. But all this stuff is free and will always be free. It always goes out every single Sunday. And if you, again, want a little extra help, like, you know, you want somebody to reach out to about your any guitar questions, you want to send your videos to me to check out, I'd be more than happy to help out. I think it's, you know, it's a lot of fun. And I'm having fun on Substack. I've been through all different platforms over the years with the newsletter, and Substack is just a lot of fun. I feel like, you know, it's gained me hundreds of subscribers there. There's a really good community there, and it's just very cool. So that's that. Newsletter, new monitors, QC Mini. Today I got my Paul Reed Smith, can't see it all the way, but my McCarty 594, playing Honey Picks, of course. This is one of the ones I have. Oh, Honey Picks. They're great. I mean, listen, I played all different types of picks over the years. I just feel like the Honey Picks are awesome. I try to pick up a couple every once in a while. Here's one I've been using for acoustic playing that I think is great. I mean, they're just really well made. They last a long time. You know, at the end of the day, these are, you know, like a very easy, everyday, doesn't really matter if you lose it pick. The Tortex, I like those, the Flow in that size. But the Honey Picks are priced pretty well, where I feel like I can keep them for a while. I also like Red Bear picks, but they're a little pricey for what they are. It's the same pick that Guthrie Govan uses. I feel like Honey Picks is that nice. I actually have one of their hats over here. Honey Picks is like one of those sweet spots of price and like reliability and just everything they make. But yeah, super happy to be back and talking about the newsletter, talking about QC Mini. Actually, you know what? Let's just jump into it. Let's go into the QC Mini stuff. Cool. Like I said, I haven't had a lot of time to mess with this yet. Hopefully on the live stream, my mic is coming through all right. It's been a minute since I've live streamed. But yeah, this is what the Quad Cortex control looks like. Let me make it a little bit bigger, move it around here. It's really easy to understand. I feel like it's very simple, and it's even simple if you're using just the pedal. Let me see. Let me get a good spot for this. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's super easy. Setting up a preset, what things are what, it kind of explains it here on the left side for the different blocks, I guess you would call them. You have, this is the grid mode. You have a directory of all the different presets. So there's cloud presets. I haven't done any of those yet. Factory presets, everything's stored on there, everything from guitar to bass and everything else. And then my presets, these are user stuff that I've downloaded. Some stuff from Jack Gardner, some stuff from this guy, Simon Alloway. You may have heard of him. He's been in the newsletter a couple times, is in our Discord every once in a while. But yeah, the cool thing about the Quad Cortex Mini is, like I said, it's really compact. You have the 4 switches. You can turn them, if you want to set stuff like gain, volume, any sort of parameter. And then you have different scenes. You can have a bunch of different scenes per preset. So, you can change scene pages here. And if you click on this, you have access to all the banks and all the presets. Right now, I'm on this PV505 lead. Let's see if it's coming through. Awesome. I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's different because I like to play a lot of different guitars too. This one has humbuckers in it, but I'm playing Tellys. I'm playing my Silver Sky, PRS every once in a while. Every rare, little bit, I'm playing the 7-string from the guy in Periphery. But yeah, this is what everything looks like here. Super easy to understand because, like, for instance, this preset, it has your input here from the guitar. My guitar is plugged into input 1. We got a couple different blocks here. And then at the end, if you run out of room, it'll go into row 3. And then, here's from the previous row. And then into your multi-out. The cool thing about this is that right now I think I'm coming out of output 3. And you have multiple outputs. You have XLR output, 1/4-inch output. Super easy to understand. But yeah, this is the PV505 lead. Really like it. If you go into every, like, for instance, if we go into the amp here, you have all your different settings: gain, bass, mid, treble, presence. And then again, you can control them with the knobs on the actual QC Mini itself, which is a lot of fun. And now that I'm in the amp mode, it opens up this entire list of different amps that I can pick from. And I mean, you have all your bread and butter stuff, right? Like Fender stuff, Marshall, Soldano, Freeman's, Matchless. And then, the Quad Cortex Cloud that I've been messing with a little bit is just wild because there's so many different things that you can get, pull from. And the other cool thing is that if you go to, let's see where it is. I hope I remember now. If you go to, there's a way to get to it. I was doing it on the actual device yesterday. I'll find it here. Well, let me show you on the interface first. You know, you have all these plugins, which are the plugins that are approved for use in the Quad Cortex right now. I was just using it the other day. I know this is really exciting, exciting stuff. Let me see how I get to it. I'm gonna have to figure that out. I was just doing it the other day because I have stuff like the Corey Wong that's already approved, some of the Nolly stuff that's already approved. Here, let's click it here. See, this is where I need Simon, who will tell me. Actually, you know what? In the meantime, let's go check out one of his plugins. One of the things I really like about the QC is that oh, see, I'm missing the IR file here. I need some extra time with it. Let's see, because I know I had some IRs stored with this. Let me try something else. Here's something from, I believe it was Jack Gardner. Let's see. Oh, he's doing out 1 and 2. Let me change that up to output 3 and 4. That's what I have. That's awesome. I mean, that's a tone from Jack Gardner. One of my favorite players. Just, you know, love all the music that he comes out with. That's something I downloaded from the Cortex Cloud. You know, so that's interesting. I have the amp, and then okay, so it's using a built-in cab, like a Recto, you know, Mesa cab. And then I switched the output, and that was going right to 3 and 4. And then the other cool thing, like I said, is there's different scenes for each preset. But that's a lot of fun. I love that. I have to check out that one I downloaded from Simon, because I'm pretty sure I had the impulse response that he was using. So I got to see why that didn't save. But what I was trying to get at, oh, you know what? I think I see it here. Hold on. What I was trying to get at, let's see if I switch back to this tone. Like I said, I only have so much. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I could do this. All right. So yeah, if we switch to the plugins, you can see the ones that I have that are already approved. So here's a couple that I don't have. Like I don't have this Fort Nameless suite, but I have the Gojira one, the Corey Wong, Pliny, the Nolly X, it's the Soldano one. Let's go to this Soldano. Okay, so this is all the stuff for it. These are all the this is everything captured in there. The Soldano, the cabs, the overdrives that come along with it. You know what? Though it was easy to get to the presets as well. I don't understand how I did it last time, but I'm gonna have to figure that out. Because yeah, we have presets here. I'm gonna check on the interface itself before I get going. One of the things I was trying to say though before I got distracted was, I like that you could do everything, you know, wirelessly. You actually connect the Quad Cortex Mini to the internet, and you can download, you know, as long as you download presets to your Cortex Cloud, next time you turn them on and refresh, they'll be ready to go. You don't even have to really plug it in. I don't know if I've had to do any firmware updates, but it was the same thing there basically, where I was able to get, you know, I think when I first booted it up, it just did it without me having to plug it in. What other things do I like? I like that it has a locking plug on the back, which I think is very helpful, especially if you're going to bring it out live. You don't have to worry about it getting bumped and turning off. Just physically, like I said, I'm very excited about the actual unit itself. I think it's a lot of fun. Anyway, let's see if we can figure out how to get back to the actual plugins. It's so odd. Factory captures. Here's all the capture stuff. Maybe I'm just in the wrong place. Recents, plugin presets. Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah. So I'm not familiar yet with the Quad Cortex control so much. Okay, so this is the cool thing. Once I'm in the directory, you see all the plugins that you own, and now similar to if you were going to go into the plugin, you have Corey Wong, like his actual presets that he likes to use, different artists. So if I like open up the artist tab, like I said, Jack Gardner's here, Mark Lettieri, awesome. I mean, it's so cool. And then stuff from Neural, and then user presets. Actually, I have a couple for all these different plugins. Let's actually go to the Soldano though, because I really love that. Neural DSP. Let's see. Let's check out this one. If you double clicked it, it's active, and then if you go back to the grid, you can see what it's made of. So it's cool because you still have the input, you still have a couple different rows, but it's nice that what's coming from the Soldano and what's coming from just the internal stuff that Neural has. What I like is that you can combine all the Neural stuff and the Soldano, and the plugins together. You can combine blocks from everything, which is so cool. And then you can do Neural captures. So like I have a bunch of different pedals here that are not yet modeled or not yet captured. If you get a really great tone you like on a pedal, you can capture it and then drop that into your plugin here. So a lot of fun. All right, let's see. Give me 1 sec and I will be right back. All right. And we are back. So, yeah, that's what I really like. Let's check this out. That's a clean dotted eighth delay. And then here's the thing. You can go to each individual. So like this is the Soldano delay. You can change all the different settings here. And it's just really easy. It's all drag and drop. Let's go to the Pliny stuff. Actually, so let's figure that out again. Go to the directory. Go to Pliny. His actual presets, and then this is the crunch for 11 nights. Let's hear that. That's a wild sound. It's a lot of fun. Let's go back. So this is the problem. I just want to play with all the presets all day and just mess around and noodle and not practice. So yeah, that's one of the cool things about having purchased some of these plugins is, not only do you have it when you're recording in your DAW and that stuff all looks really nice, of course, I think that's part of the allure of getting some of the Neural DSP stuff, but then also you can take that stuff with you and, again, like I said, combine it. Like even the plugins themselves, it's hard to combine the blocks. You can't really, unless you put a bunch of the different plugins, it's really a little messy, but on the actual QC Mini itself, it's a lot easier to do. So let's check out some other stuff. Electric Sunrise Riff. That's cool. That's on the bridge neck pickup. So one thing I want to do is definitely create my own stuff. I want to mess with the sampler too, because I feel like I never had a good time with that on some of the Fractal stuff, and I want to get good with that to do, little like jam tracks so I can solo over them. Here's another lead. Let's see. It's a lot of fun. You know what? Let's see if we can break out of these things. Let's see if we can go to my presets. Go to this, 2C. Okay, let's just try it. Start with amp. You know what? I'm a big fan of a lot of the Friedman stuff. Let's go with this. And I've seen a lot of folks, kind of try to like build out the grid in this way, where they have, they kind of like put stuff in the middle, like the amp in the middle, and then they, give themselves room for the cab and everything else. So, okay, that's that. Let's go back to the grid. Here's all the captures. Okay. Let's see what we have. Man, there's so many different. See, like this is one of the only things though that I feel like is interesting is that. Let's just start with this. See how it sounds. That's crazy, right? Like you could just throw an amp on there, throw a cab on there, and already, without even doing much, haven't done anything. Everything's at 12 o'clock. I already have a very decent tone. Yeah, what I was trying to say before, I'm getting very distracted on this live stream. What I was going to try to say before is that I feel like there's a lot of options. So, sometimes you get that like option paralysis thing where you just want to keep on trying everything. Listen, I think it would be cool to get in one preset a good amount of like a clean, a rhythm, a crunch, maybe a lead sound, and then, put those as your scenes, and then maybe get some weirder sounds in like scenes 5 through 8. But yeah, a lot of fun. So, all right, we got a amp and cab. We'll mess with that too. I really like, I don't know what this is based on. I think somebody did a list of what everything is based on. Let's put this in front. Green 808. Let's check it out. off. Yeah, like for instance, we might have our rhythm tone with this off, this green 808, and then keep it back on for the leads. For now, let's keep it off. Let's just like set the amp itself. You know, I'm always that guy. Like for instance, this sounds a little too bassy for me, so rather than just increase the treble, I'm always like a cuts guy. So let's cut that. I like a lot of mids. But when it comes to bass and treble, if it's too woofy, I'll always try to cut the bass rather than increase the treble. Like to hear those like big open chords. Let's also put we'll try reverb later, but I want to I like this alien logo. That's fun. I would like to put on some sort of delay, because I like to use that almost as my reverb every once in a while. Let's see if I can find it. EQ, IR loader, that's great. Here's some of the other stuff. Maybe I just missed it already. Delay, okay. Let's see. Yeah, I really gotta get the layout of what everything is. Let's just start with an analog delay. We'll put it here. It's already going to the multi-out. Let's check it out. Let's go to its page. Change that. Keep the mix up a little bit. And it's cool because you have a little bit of that modulation. Let's see. Not today, but eventually I would like to try multiple amps. I'll lower the gain too. I like to try multiple amps because I'm a big fan of stacking amps. Perfect, yeah, but I'm starting to dig it. So yeah, Freeman 100 lead. Going into this. I gotta see what cab this is, but it sounds good to me. It's using a 57. Oh, and also we have the ribbon mic on there. Actually, you know what though? It's cool that you could pick the position of the mic. What I like though, I mean the ribbon's awesome. Like the 57 ribbon is always a good combination, but I'm going to do with the 414 instead and see what happens. Just change it up. Okay, so yeah, definitely like to my ears a darker tone than having the 414 condenser. Starting to really like it. Let's go, and like I said, this is really quick. Let's turn the fat knob on. I mean, it's very minimal, but I can. I mean, it sounds like I can hear it when I'm doing little chugs on this like G power chord. Definitely need to do a tuning check, so let me go back to the regular camera for now. But yeah, I hope you guys are digging this so far. I'm having a lot of fun learning it again. Like I said, I'm coming from the fractal, so it's easy for me to, understand that. I've known everything inside and out. I think, one of the biggest differences between the two is that the fractal is more of a like tweaker's paradise. If you love, you could really go deep on some of their stuff, like, really wild, with the way that Cliff and the team have done different stuff. I feel like you could do less so for sure here on this. But like I said before, you have your other benefits of captures and different blocks and where the blocks are coming from. So, yeah, it's just, what are you looking for? And of course, size and the price, that's all, that's all a big deal as well. So, but yeah, no, I'm having a blast with this, and I really want to start making some sounds that I can upload to Cortex Cloud myself, as I think it'd be kind of fun. All right, let's go back to the screen share, and let's see what we can continue cooking up. So we got, we have this. It's not on. We have the amp, the cab. We have a delay, which is sounding cool. What I would like to figure out is I liked seeing all these categories on the left side, but I mean, I guess you have them here. I just don't know how we got back to them before. Oh, and this is all the different modes. Right now we're in preset mode, I believe. But yeah, this is just like, as you can see across the top here, this is just one scene of many. This is only A1. You could have two scenes, and then this is your page switcher. You have your IO, refresh. Oh no, undo. This volume knob assignment. Let's turn that off for now, I guess. But again, mostly pretty simple to understand. Let's get something else in there though for fun. You know what? I got intrigued by that little alien. Bit crusher. So, and freeze. Okay, maybe that's too wild for this. Let's go back to the modulation. What else do I really like? Harmonic trem. Phaser, one of my favorites. Let's do that. And let's turn off the delay for now. And see how the phaser sounds with the volume turned down a little bit too. Cool. I mean, I'm such a fan of like, guys like Mike Einziger from Incubus, so like this is always right up my alley. Oh, you know what though? I just realized, like, I don't know what that's based on, but let's get rid of that. And oh, here we go. Okay, so here's what I was looking for before. I gotta figure out how to get back to just this. But anyway, oh, I see. Huh. Oh, okay. So clicking the left sidebar allows you to go back to that category view, and I find that easier because I know I can at least see what it is really quick. Let's try the MX phase instead. See how that sounds. Oh yeah, that's great. Mix 100%, speed 50%. What's cool is that you have the sync for the note. I wonder if you could do that for the tempo too, like the tap tempo. Right now it's set to 120 BPM. There's gig view, how much CPU usage that you're using. I don't know if I showed you guys, but the tuner. Let's check that out too. You can have the show live tuner in the footer. That's cool. But yeah, that's really nice. Oh, you know what I haven't showed you guys yet, which I think is really wild? I think I'm almost certain that it's part of this too. I probably need to get some new strings on this guitar, but I want to show you guys something cool. So, I believe, it probably would be in utility. So let me see if that's where that is. Hold on a second. Let's see where utility is. And I bet I want to show you if there has to be here. Adaptive gate. Oh yeah, you know what? It's funny we haven't had a gate on. I guess we're doing all right. Doubler's cool. That's from like all the different X versions of Phase Doctor. Doublers, all the different Doubler is all the different X versions of plugins, which gives you the doubler, which sounds cool. I'm not going to do that now. What I'm looking for is I'm looking for the detune. I don't know why I can't find it. I'm surprised. IR loader EQ filter. No. Love Meat. That's a great name. Modulation. Oh, pitch. Duh. I would have to assume it's under here. Pitch shifter? Oh, transpose. Here we go. Finally. Jeez. All right. Anyway, let's put that at the beginning and see. Like, this is so cool. You know, if you want to change your guitar, like right now I'm in standard. Let's turn off the phaser for now. Go back to the pitch. All right, so anyway, cool thing about this is, yeah, I'm in E standard right now, and let's say, you know, I want to be a full step down. I don't want to change my whole guitar, or I don't want to bring another guitar with me. I could just do 2 semitones. I'm done with that. You know, option click. I mean, that's awesome, and it tracks really well. Let's see. What about 2 steps? 2 full steps down. You can also go the other way for fun. Let's go up 6. Oop. So why is this cool, right? You know, so many songs are in E flat. So many singers want to play in a different key. If you don't want to bring a capo and you want to detune too, it's really cool to have. And I feel like, you know, based on your set list, you could transpose up and down based on the song and, you know, based on what it needs, rather than having to move around a little bit. I'm going to take that out for now, but I just wanted to show you that. I think that's cool. Usually I'd put a compressor here at the beginning. Let's see what we have too in plugins. We have like a plug. Oh, Plenty Comp. Let's check that out for. Usually I would do it for clean, but let's just hear it anyway. Turn it off, but I will probably keep it in the chain just because. Oh, I will keep it in the chain because I'm gonna use it later when I kind of like fine tune this for a clean scene. I could imagine, you know, doing a bunch of different amps. You know, maybe like a tweed or even like a jazz chorus for this. But yeah, let's turn that off, not disconnect it. And then, yeah, if you wanted to go on to the next row, you could have 4 rows of stuff. There's plugins that already have that. For fun, though, let's just put this on for a second. Hear how it sounds. See what it's all about. My God, talk about stuff. Let's hear what it sounds like. Guys, I'm sorry I did that to your ears. Apparently, I'm not ready for that yet. I feel like Marty McFly, you know, your kids are going to be ready for that. I'm definitely not going to do that right now. I'll have to check that out. All right. Am I super happy with this sound? No. I'll probably just delete it for the time being. But it's a lot of fun to check it out and like really get to grips with the interface. That being said, you know, a lot of times I'm away from my computer, so I like to just do it on the device itself. And I feel like that's pretty easy. You know, if you do 2 buttons at a time, 2 buttons at a time for banks and all that stuff, it's super easy. In the meantime, thanks for hanging in there with me. Let's try. Let me see here. Whoop. Let's try some more presets in the meantime. Let's try this. Yeah, as you can see, this is doing even some more advanced stuff where, what is it going through here? Okay, a bunch of different drives. All right, let me show you what this is all about. So, for instance, this is preset 8A called Free Man, and that's your initial. Oh yeah, it's cool. All right, so I didn't realize this, but apparently you can name the scenes too. So this is rhythm voice. I like that. Some verb on there. Rhythm voice fat. You know, some of these are subtle, but it's cool. Rhythm all in. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to A2, and then I feel like this page should change, but maybe let's see. I got to figure that out, why this page is not changing, because, I think it would. That's the page that we're on. Ooh, C45 lead all in. Let's check it out. Okay, so what's interesting is that right now I'm in the second pages of scenes, and on the actual unit itself, I see it down. It's showing page 2. So I don't know why it's not doing that here. I got to get to grips with that. Oh, actually, I think I might know why. Because we're in preset mode. What if we're in? Let's see. Let's see if we're in scene mode. Huh? Still not changing it. I got to understand that too. Why this is not changing. Let's try this actually. Go to page 1, A1. And then yeah, I don't understand that. I have to figure that out. But at the end of the day, I mean, the tones are awesome. And what about this? Airy reverbs. Wow, that's sick. Sec. Let me check out the grid on what they're using there. I've been interested to hear what amp they're using. Okay, twin, and into a 412 Brit TV with ribbon and 57 on there, and then vintage chorus, tape delay, and hall reverb. Yeah, that's great. Go back to some of these plugins. Artists. Actually, no, wait. Let's try Dream Clean and see what's going on there. Maybe I didn't pull up the right thing. Hold on. Dream clean. Should say active though, right? Hold on. There we go. See if it's different. Oh, yeah, very different. It's okay. I mean, it's all right. I feel like, yeah. Also, only one scene there though, too. Right? Yeah, one scene. Let's go back to the directory. Let's go to Corey Wong, because a lot of his clean stuff is awesome, a lot of fun. And then yeah, even Corey. The cool thing about Corey Wong's is that he has a lot of different folders of presets. You know, recording, session sounds. Let's check this out. Disco Ulysses. I mean, I'm probably playing the wrong guitar for this. I'd probably be better off with a Strat style. Let's check out the Nolly stuff. Let's go to the user presets. Let's check this out. British Rock Room. Yeah, see, this is cool because let's go to his. This looks like it has scenes because there's stuff that is not turned on yet. But let's check out the amp anyway. Nolly, yeah, Nolly Crunch. It's really cool. And the cool thing about Nolly is like for a lot of these plugins, he's doing the captures for their speakers, so it sounds great. Let's see how these change. I want to see if we're getting different tones here. Maybe not. I'm gonna have to look into that and see why some of the scenes are not showing up, or maybe I don't know. Let's try Juicy Chug. Yeah, I mean, like these are just like bread and butter sounds, right? You know, I feel like I would like to make a preset based on this Nolly Rhythm amp because it just sounds great. It's a lot of fun. Let's go back to this again. Let's check out the Pliny X, and let's go to Jack Gardner again. Filthy Octafuzz sounds fun. Let's check it out. A lot of stuff turned on. See, it's so wild to me though. A lot of stuff turned on. Only 33 CPU usage. It's cool. That's a sound I would definitely use on a bunch of different riffs. Let's go back though. Clean chorus. Let's see. That's cool. Keep saying that's cool because I look at a lot of this stuff all day. Just have fun with it. Let's check out. I don't know what this is all about. I know Connor Kaminsky's a lot of fun. Atmos 1 Insane. Let's change it up. Room strums. Actually, that's something. I don't know if this is the. There's a couple different like acoustic sounding patches on some of these plugins as well. But yeah, as you can see, we could be here all day. I think, and we have not done it. I have not done it successfully, but let me go to a regular. Jeez, some of these are pretty wild. Actually, I think I was on this before. It sounded really good. Yeah, such a cool sound for just for rhythm. And you know what? What's cool is that started on, I think, yeah, let's see, it's A2. What else do we have? Yeah, that's great. So this is another one of those ones where you have, let me turn this off for a sec. You have 4 different amps, 3 different cabs, and then all sorts of cool modulation and delays and reverbs, distortion here. You have a compressor at the top, 2 compressors. So you can see how much, again, 45% CPU usage, even with 4 different amps and all these different effects on there. You can really go wild with it and then make all these different scenes to engage, different amps and name them. Yeah, I'm going to have a lot of fun with this. Again, this live stream, if you check it out, hopefully you've learned a tiny bit. I've learned a little bit myself. Just again, coming from the Fractal stuff and trying to, take what I know from their plugins and apply it here to the Cortex control and, understand how everything works. As we saw, I think we've went through most of the different stuff so far. I think the only other thing we didn't do was go to the Cortex Cloud, where you can download all the different presets and then again refresh your setup and be good to go. But with the presets over the internet. But again, you could do a lot of stuff. It's very simple. It's drag and drop for a lot of this stuff. I think it's really helpful, like we did today, to go through some of the presets in the directory, see what they're doing, and then make them your own, see what you like. And like I said, the only thing that's a little difficult, and maybe you do this in different scenes, is, if you're going to use a couple different guitars every night, like for me, I'm going to use this PRS, and then maybe I'll use my Tele, maybe I'll use a Strat, just trying to get the best sound for all the different guitars. And maybe that's used through scenes like you would see here, where you have different amps, maybe different settings, different effects turned on. But yeah, super easy. I'm excited for them let me see if I can bring it up here. Excited for them to bring some more plugins to the QC and QC Mini itself. If you go to their website, and you look at these little icons on the plugins. For instance, I have the John Mayer. That was a plugin I bought immediately just because I thought it was a lot of fun and it sounds great and it has a lot of great amps on it. It says soon. Some things are desktop only, like they're never going to come to the Quad Cortex platform, like this Dark Glass. Misha Mansour, soon. I own that as well. Tim Henson, own that as well. The Rabia, I got to get that. I would like to capture it on sale. One thing I didn't, again, you heard all the amps here. There's so many different amps. There's a lot of different amps. There's a lot of different tones. Some of them sound similar, right? Like, if you have the Misha and the Tim Henson and the Nolly stuff, sometimes you have a little bit of crossover. The John Petrucci stuff, if you're a big fan of Dream Theater, that's also coming to the Quad Cortex platform. And then, yeah, some of these other ones are already compatible. The Morgan Amp Suite, also a great sounding amp. Um, this one I kind of can't believe, right? To be confirmed, the Mateus Asato. I wonder if that has to do with, and the Mesa Suite, which is also great. I wonder if this has to do with, him bouncing around, at least guitar wise, to see what happens there. So yeah, there's a couple to be confirmed. I really hope the Mateus Asato comes because I love that plugin. It sounds really great, and the Mesa stuff too. That being said, there are already some Mesa amps in the QC Mini, so it's not the end of the world. And like I said, if you look at, let's go here to, let's go to Cortex Cloud. If you go to the Cortex Cloud, you can see all sorts of different plugins. See, I wasn't ready for this. Let's see if I remember my password. But yeah, there's a ton of tones. There's a bunch of different people that are making stuff all the time for it. Some of their artists as well, that have plugins already. But if you go up here and like I was saying before, like Einziger, or maybe I could just type Incubus if that doesn't come up. Yeah, Morning View. This is cool. You can see like what they're using here, and then you just download it. Next time you refresh your QC, it's ready to go. Some of the stuff, all this stuff is already using things built into the QC, and you're kind of ready to go. And I like that it shows what it's based on too. It's awesome. So yeah, I just love that you can come on here, follow different users. Corey Wong Funk Tour from Corey Wong. That's cool. Rabia Simple Stereo Plexi. Yeah, you just download it, press refresh. You're ready to go try it on the actual Quad Cortex itself. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah, thanks for hanging out today. I would probably do more of these when I'm more to grips with how everything works. Now, like I said, this session was more for me, but I'm hoping that if you stuck around for a little bit, or if you're watching this in the future, that you get a little bit out of it, and just see how easy it is to use. Just do a little poking around. You can't really mess things up too much, and even if you do, you can always reset the unit to factory settings. You could save your presets to the cloud and everything, so it's really easy. There's not a lot of things you have to worry about. Really happy I own it. And if you have some cool presets, or you own a Quad Cortex or Quad Cortex Mini, and you have some presets that you already like, let me know what they are. Comment the video in the replies, and I would love to go check them out and play around. And yeah, expect another live stream soon, talking about this, talking about other stuff, maybe doing some lessons, and we'll get into it. All right. I'll talk to you guys soon.